This is a Matos Designs production.
Like your line, I like your prices. There's a problem. There's no guarantee on the box.
You can't hang out with chickens and expect to soar with eagles.
And here are your hosts,
JR and Brian.
And I am not done! Part 5!
Welcome to another episode of the Professional Triers. We are actually back to regularly scheduled interview stuff, and it feels good to do the real show again. We're really doing it again. It's amazing. So I'm here as always. Brian won't do the show without me because I don't know why. But so I'm always here. If you're gonna hear this, I'm here. So I'm JR, and I'm here with always the bearded guy that forgets his name sometimes, Brian McVeigh.
It's on the screen. I can see it.
Yeah.
I'm
and the
good.
big thing, I love that we have our names, because here's the thing, is Brian is very proud of his V. Don't ever order anything with his name on it. And do not capitalize the V. If you do, you will hear about it.
The V is capitalized.
Yes.
It's just like JR is J period R period. You're not a junior. It irritates the bejesus out of me when somebody says junior when they're talking to you.
Holy bejesus, you do not use my Jergens to jacket in our bathroom.
All right. So
it doesn't bother you, and I know that. It bothers me.
Lowercase equals junior. But what does a lowercase V equal?
Nothing.
Okay. I'm just asking a question. My lowercase changes the way you say the word. Your lowercase V
does absolutely nothing.
He's very proud of his big V. So we're going to leave it like that.
I like my big V, and I will not lie.
I like big butts and I cannot lie.
Wow. Off to a great start.
Here we go. Are we going? Are we doing this?
Pull up the not safe for Jordan button and have it on quick draw.
Quick fire.
Hey!
Yeah.
Why not?
But
we got Zane with us, so he'll keep me in check.
Yes. Zane, Brian, look at that. He knew your name right away this time. It's great.
Rasmussen. Zane Rasmussen, right?
Yep. That's
close enough. It's not right. JR, I screwed it up. That's bad.
You screwed it up.
I did.
So, yes, we have
a first-time caller. Thanks for having me.
Not your first time call. We just had you on a while ago for the Utah.
That's true.
Zane, which we'll get to that, is also one of the guys who puts on the Utah video. I'm going to add some questions that he hasn't seen yet on how you get roped into that. But anyway, let's get into this a little bit. Zane, why don't you tell us the proper way to say your last name and a little bit about yourself?
Zane Rasmussen. It's got the U, but it's pronounced with the A. Anyway, so I live in a suburb outside Salt Lake, South Jordan, Utah. Married. We have 4 kids, a boy, 2 girls, and then a boy. Been doing lights, kind of started in 2017. I don't know. Do you want to run down of that stuff, or do you want to wait a minute?
We'll get to the light stuff a little bit.
Okay.
So.
Yeah.
So you live in Jordan, Utah.
South Jordan.
South.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I know it was a South Jordan and a regular Jordan.
West Jordan.
West
Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah. They love to do that stuff. So
no north and east. They don't get no love.
No.
Now is your city name spelled the same way as Jordan Nash spells his name?
No.
He is the only one that puts an E.
I just wanted to know. Maybe it was a Utah thing. I'm not good on city names and stuff. I didn't know if
I get spell checked when I spell his name correctly.
I get a spell check when I try to put an uppercase V in your McVeigh. But so
you got to add it to dictionary. You'll be all right.
Okay. Anyways, old guy is just spouting off stuff here. What do you do for a living?
So, super glamorous. I work for the DMV.
Flash?
What? Do
No!
you call?
A 3-humped camel! Pregnant! Okay, great, we got it!
The state of Utah. Yeah.
Ooh.
Are they faster than the California DMV?
I've heard it. we do try. There's good days and bad days. Don't come on the end of the month. That's just
everybody's
stupid.
there that doesn't pay
Yeah.
their bill.
Yeah. But
because that Zootopia movie with the sloth at the DMV, that is literally based off California DMVs.
Yes, very funny, very funny. Can we please just focus on the chat?
Hey.
Wait.
Priscilla.
Oh, no. Yes.
That is 100% accurate depiction of going to a California DMV. So, and if you worked at a California DMV, I would not be saying any of that. You do a great job. No, I'm sure you guys are way better than ours. So that's a cool job. How did you get, so it's not a question, but how did you end up at the DMV?
We first got married. My father-in-law's like, you need a job that has insurance. So health insurance. So started applying, started in the issuing the license plates, the registrations there on the counter, worked my way up. Now I'm in the like accounting department behind the scenes. Work from home almost every day. Just have to go in when there's a problem. So it's awesome. Yeah.
So the huge question is then, since he said you had to have a job with insurance, what in the heck did you do before you got married?
Oh yeah. I'm an exotic dancer.
We got married young. I was 20. My wife was 19. So we graduated high school.
Didn't have a
kind of
okay.
See, I had the same thing. My dad, from when I could start working, was like, you need to have a job with insurance, because he's owned his own company. He's like, you can't work here, but I did. But he's like, you can't work here. And then he's like, you need a job. So I went and worked for a school district, which then ended up, I started working for a city. And now I'm doing exactly what he told me not to do when I was younger, is I have my own business and I'm working for myself like him. So yeah, I really went around what he wanted me to do and did exactly what he did. But no, it makes sense. The government jobs have great benefits and stuff like that. So I'm sure Utah still gets to keep all their cool benefits. But that's cool. So here's a question. Do you still have pull on getting custom Utah plates? Because I don't have a car in Utah, but I would love a Megatree Utah license plate to go with my California Megatree license plate.
Mega what?
I don't have any pull, but I can show you where to go to get it.
But can you get it if you don't even have a registered vehicle in Utah?
No,
yeah.
But
that would be cool though.
Just use Jordan's address.
Yeah, we'll put it on Jordan's new van. We'll put
there. You go.
Well, Mega Tray. I'm still calling it a tree. You know, had to take one of those E's off. You get what's going on. So apparently, because Brian is not stepping up to the game to ask questions, I'll just continue on asking.
Well, you just keep on going. So I was just going to let you run with it.
Do you want to go, Brian?
I don't care.
You sure?
Who or what was the inspiration that got you into you doing the hobby? And how long did it actually take you to start building the process until you had your first show?
Yeah. So I started, like my first thing was Matt Johnson, seeing his dubstep YouTube videos. I just fell in love with his house and stuff like that. I bought Pixels in 2017. I wanted to do kind of like fireflies, like the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, and just kind of hide them in my yard.
Oh, that'd be cool.
So
that's a good
so that's kind of what I started out to do. Never did that, but that's how I bought the Pixels in the first place. I bought the Magic controller, the SP105E, just the pre-sequenced,
just
bunch of different.
Let it roll.
Yeah. So that did that for 2 years. Well, okay, so that was 2017. 2018, Mike Downey is local here. He's like 20 minutes away from me. Before he was RGB Man, he was just trying to do a group buy for people in Utah to buy Pixels, and he's like, if I can get so many, then we can get free shipping or super cheap shipping or something. And so I messaged him and was like, how many more do you need to to meet the quota or whatever, and so I bought 1,100 pixels from him for like 29 cents a piece or something. It was not too bad, but so I hunted on Pinterest for ideas, and we found those coat hanger snowflakes.
Oh, those are cool.
Oh,
Zip tie them all together. So we made 8 of those. I just threaded the pixels through them, so they were just kind of hanging there. But I tried to make them all uniform. I knew at least that much, or whatever. So, and I just put them on, and then the rest of the pixels I did a mega tree. It's like 14 strands of 50 tall. But I don't like the traditional strips, the look of it, just the uniform strips.
Yeah.
I was trying to just do something different. So I ended up taking paracord and zip tying all the strings to that, so I wasn't dangling them from the pixel wires. And then, so that's my mega trees, just kind of free floating out there, the pixels.
That's cool. It's kind
That's
of
very
probably
cool.
going to look pretty good without having the big thick strip
Mm-hmm.
up there.
So
that's cool.
It was cool. They're 4-inch spacing, so that's what it was. The graphics weren't really good. I didn't do any people or animations or anything. It's just all the effects from X-Lights. But so I strung up that magic controller, just went through the mega tree up and down, and then I took the coax TV cable, the RG59 cable, and hooked that to the last pixel of the mega tree, and went up to my house to, instead of like the data, I lost it. The data boosters. What are those called again?
Oh, the F amps?
F amps.
Yeah, F amps.
Yeah.
That's
What I know them by. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. They weren't around then. So I just was like, well, if Cat 5 works, I'll try this. I already had the coax cable. So I ran it up there. It worked fine. So it's just doing the dumb sequence that the controller was doing. And I did that for like 2018, 19. Then 2020, I thanks to old Trump and Biden, I used the stimulus to actually jump in full on, and
Our stimulus check finally arrived.
so was able to get some. I'm still super small. I only have like 4,500 pixels, 5 volts. I know 5 volt for life.
Whoa.
And he said that, and I almost had your Megatree strips, because what pigtail do you use?
Paul Zang, yeah.
I almost had your 12 volts sold to him. And I'm like, all you got to do is come over to SoCal. You can pick them up.
Yeah.
Well, those are gone.
Oh,
yeah.
Hey, sorry, they're gone.
I donated them. I donated them to a nonprofit drive-through type thing.
Cool. Okay.
So those went. Yeah, they're Paul Zang.
Okay.
So see, Brian, this guy that last time we had him on here, who's like, he's pretty new. We should have him. I'm like, okay, he's been doing it just as long as me. When you had the choice of getting Paul Zang's,
I don't know what I was thinking,
but I don't know why I went to Paul Zang's, because my first stuff was from Holiday Coro. I know it happens to all of us, but my stuff for I bought his Mega Tree kit, so his Holiday Coro controller and his strip and lights for 50 count 5 volt Mega Tree. Then I built the structure. Well, I didn't really build the structure. I took the structure from my AC Mega Tree, and I put pixels on it. It was not fun. But everybody starts somewhere. 5 volt is the place to start, and Brian didn't have to go through all this trouble when he started, because everybody told him exactly what to do, because he started
baby.
He started when everybody was doing this, and everything was there for you. All the information you could ever think was there. You didn't have to worry.
Disconnect wasn't
Did you ever have to worry about a universe?
No.
Yeah. So
No. They were mentioned, but
still people still use them. I don't know why.
Yeah, you don't need them.
Not to. But anyhow, so Brian,
that's that old school people.
Zane is way more of a veteran than you.
Oh yeah, he's got me by a year. I didn't realize that.
Anybody who has Paul Zane
Pigtails,
definitely a veteran.
Well, see, I didn't know there was other pigtails out there when I got mine from pixelcontroller.com. I did the pre-builds.
Okay, so you ordered a Falcon ready to roll.
Mm-hmm. And I didn't know there was choices. So mine ended up showing up with DIY LED Express. But I had ordered my pixels from overseas and I had all Ray Wu ends.
So you had
they didn't match up very well.
Yeah.
Huh?
You had no clue what you were doing.
No.
At least you weren't one of those people that bought the Falcon controller with DIY pigtails and then plugged them into their LOR lights and realized why they broke them.
The fire was electrical.
No, I did not do that.
So you have any other stories about being in this hobby for a long time, Zane? Do you still have Paul Zane pigtails?
I do, and I'm still 100% 5-volt. Gonna stay there.
100%.
Hanging on. He's hanging on.
Wow. I guess those aren't for you because I'll never make them in 5-volt. I'm sorry. I've also never make them out of X-Connect. So
when I first got in, I was like trying to decide between 5 and 12, and I was like, what's the purpose of wasting the electricity to just burn it off, with the 12 volts? So why not just use the 5-volt? That's what the pixels are using. So that's what I went with. And so I stayed with it. Then I'd see all the pixel fires, COVID pixel fires. And I was like, well, I'm glad I went 5 volts. So
I'm glad I have all these power injection points all over the place. That's so much safer.
We were way more efficient with our 5-volt pixels. Like, I don't know if Zane's ever done this, but I used to run a 24-volt power supply. Okay. And I would get those, what are they called? Those little blocks I would take.
Buck converters?
Down to 5-volt, right? So I would run a line like of 24-volt around the mega tree, whatever props, because I had a few props of 5 volts too. I did it for like 3 years, all 5-volt, and then I gave it to other people that were starting. But I would run 24-volt power, and then whenever I needed to inject power, I would just bump the 24-volt down to 5-volt and inject it there. Because I could run I think it was like 45 feet of the wire with 24-volt before I would get down to 5 volts. So I could basically power inject all this 5-volt stuff from this one 24-volt power supply. And it was actually pretty smart. And it wasn't my idea. I got it from Craig.
If you're new to the hobby, please don't listen to JR.
No, there was a time period that I may have listened to Bill Porter a little too much. And I was kind of like, maybe I'm going wrong with this 12-volt thing. Because if I made power injection tees that had the converter built into them, it would make 5 volts so much easier. Because if you could go from 12 or 24 volts down to 5-volt for your power injection, you could do these long ass power lines off one power supply and run almost your whole show off this 24-volt power supply. But anyways, don't be stealing my ideas, peoples.
So Zane, how does your family handle cool story, Clyde? Where's that?
Hold on. I was going to
look for my phone.
Do you ever do anything like that, or are you just straight 5-volt?
Straight 5-volt. Although I don't run power from the controller. It's only data and ground. Okay. And then I power inject at the props. So
are you using waterproof power supplies?
They're just in ammo cans.
Okay.
And then I use the 12, like the automotive fuse box. This 12
Yeah. The little
outputs.
The bumping stereo ones.
Yeah, right. Yep. So
very cool. No, I don't use 5-volt anymore, but I see how you could use it really well if you spent the time to do it the right way. So I don't hate on people with 5-volt like Russell, but I do like 12-volt better because it's easier.
He's pulling his hair out right now. You know that, right?
Well, you think Russell listens? Come on.
Yeah, he's one of the 6. I think we're up to 6 because Zane listens.
I think you're making it way cooler. Listen to us. But anyways, so I think I interrupted Brian's question about what your favorite things about you in this hobby.
It was the final question, and then we're going to get into the speed round. But the final question is, how does your family handle it? I know you got the 4 kids. Do they all pitch in? Do they all help out?
Yeah, they love it. My wife helps sequence. She's super artistic, so she loves getting in there and doing all kinds of stuff. I used the Jedi mind trick on my son and was like, "You will sequence these songs," and he jumped in and was totally for it, and so he likes it too.
Nice.
I brought my 2 daughters. So my oldest is 18 now. Our 2 daughters are 16 and 13. So they came to the Utah Mini. So that was their first interaction with X Lights. And so we sat in there and watched the beginning class and sequencing the prop and building the prop that Brian did. So just to see if I can get them interested in it.
Very cool.
So they're excited. They like doing it. So
did they show up to that thing and be like, "Wow, my dad's not really that dorky. Look at all these little people." Or be like,
"No,
wow, my dad is that dorky, and look how his friends."
I am a dork and I'm there with my friends. Yeah.
No, that's cool though. My kids are still too young, and when I bring them to things, they're just they stomp on the stomp pads and run around in circles.
Yeah.
It's fun. So now we're going to get into the speed round. And we used to have cool audio for that. And I don't believe I have it on the board. So we're just going to wing it with the speed round. I don't even have like the countdown music or anything. I'm not prepared for this, even though we've been doing this for a few times now. And I'm still
just say 1, 2, 3, go.
Still winging it. So Brian's going to say 1, 2, 3, go, and then you're going to go through.
Down. So it's 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
So I have like 4,500 pixels. I only have a single controller right now. It's the Culp K8 Pocket Beagle. So that's makes me run Falcon Pi Player. I love it. I haven't ever tried X Schedule, so I'm not sure the difference, but FPP works great for me.
Yeah.
5-volt again, Paul Zane, Pigtails. I did luck out. Someone in California was selling off their 5-volt stuff, and he had a huge box of power injection tees that were Paul Zane, and he listed it on the Falcon forum, and I just happened to look that day, the first time ever, and he's like, "Make me an offer," and I was like, $50 plus shipping, and he's like, "Sold." And so I got like $500 worth of power injection tees for like $70. Nice. So that was awesome. So that definitely helps, with the 5 volts. Let's see. I don't have any. Hopefully this year I'm going to try to redo my Mega Tree with seed pixels. And last year's mini, I won Wally's WB1616 controller.
Nice.
So I'm going to try and get that up and running and do that 32 strands, 2-inch spacing. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, no, that controller is pretty good.
Yeah.
The guy who made that thing is a very high quality person. So, So yeah, no, you're going to have fun with that controller. It's cool.
Yep. I won a gift certificate from you last year. So I bought the Mega Tree Pulley. Sorry, I don't know the official name, and the crank to do it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna
The
try and get that
Sasquatch
going.
system. Yeah.
Yeah.
That damn Sasquatch.
Nice.
So I bought that from you to get it going, and right now it's just two EMTs. I just stuck two together, drilled two holes, and I put the pins for like your trailer hitch. I put them in there to just stand them up, and so we're all out there as a family just holding it like this huge flag, trying to get it up and out and stuff. So
nothing against Zane, and
nuts.
this is not a plug for my company, but please don't build your mega trees out of EMT. At least
No.
rigid conduit, please. But no, so you're still rocking the same mega tree from when you started.
Yes. Yep.
That's
It's
cool.
Same
did that.
Paul Zane pixels. Yep.
Yeah. So I feel bad though, because like one, you went the 5-volt way, and there's still people that sell some 5-volt that have it in stock in the US. But I don't know anybody since Crockett stopped selling that stocks Paul Zane pigtails. So you have to pretty much order all your stuff whenever you need it.
I think I saw Gilbert might still have Paul Zane.
Oh, really?
I didn't investigate. I think I just saw that on one of the Facebook groups. So
well, if you're a Paul Zane guy, you might want to check Gilbert's page.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Cornered the market.
Yeah. I'm gonna get the 12 people.
Small corner, small up here.
Yeah.
You know,
the few and the proud, the Paul Zane.
So I don't know if that's 5 volts, but yeah, I had to replace my very first pixel out of that whole 700 this last year. I had to cut one out. The one of the colors died, I think it was. It didn't even, so it's been awesome. So
no, pixels should last you a long time. Like they should.
Yeah.
My older ones still are doing pretty good. There was like when they were expensive, they're great. And now I think we're like, at least with mine, like I've pushed to get back to where they were. And that's why they're not as cheap as they were. And then I went and screwed everything up and made the Evo cheap because there's less parts. It's just cheaper to make. But I'm sorry, but they will not be in 5-volt. But I do have an adapter to Paul saying if you ever wanted to dabble in the 12-volt, I have an adapter. But
well, see, and I told him if he was going to dabble with 12-volt, then just start X-Connect with 12-volt, and then he keeps the 12-volt separated from the 5-volt by the pigtail.
Yep.
So
I did that because my 5-volt stuff was X-Connect, or at the time, Easy Plug. And my 12-volt, when I went to 12-volt, was Paul Zane. That was how I kept things separated. So, but yeah, so we're going on to the secondary questions where I haven't done these that great lately. So, Brian, you want to cover this? Like, I'm assuming I know the answer to number one. I'm assuming the most popular prop you have is the coat hanger snowflake. Because
I was going to guess the same thing.
I believe you posted that in the official group a long time ago.
Probably, yeah. I think I've put a couple pictures
with a coat hanger and a Phillips screwdriver.
I remember
people looking for different ideas. Cool. Yeah.
I like that because it's simple and it works and it looks actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm surprised nobody's made a Koro prop that looks that way.
True. Yeah.
They copy everything else. No.
Why not? Why not the coat hanger?
Yeah. No, but yeah, I remember seeing that, and it's a pretty cool prop. So I'm assuming I got it right, and that's the most popular one, or?
Yeah. I did make an attempt at some pixel pulls last year. I took the green garden stakes and did pixel pulls 50, so 25 up, 25 back down. So I had 7 rows of 7, so 49 poles. They ended up being about 4.5 feet tall.
Okay. See, and you're proper with calling them pixel poles because they're over that threshold of a piece steak.
Yeah.
There should be a whole class at Minis about that. This is a piece steak. This is a pixel pole. And then I think we had another name for something. I forgot.
I think it just got brought up too. I was reading some comments in somebody's post that was like breaking down the definitions of a steak and a pole. Take them buttons away from me.
I got to get you some buttons. Apparently, I have to turn this button off.
Well, I was going to just use my phone. Oh, you got to turn that one off. It's on repeat.
So, well, I can't really ask you the second question because you kind of already told us about your snowflake prop out of coat hangers, which I think is pretty awesome. Do you have, with a smaller show like yours, I'm sure this question is not even thing, but do you have any problems with your neighborhoods?
Are you putting up all these Christmas lights?
No, they're super great. The neighbor directly. So I'm on the main drag, but I'm in between two circles. So the house directly in front of us, their house faces the circle.
Oh, okay.
So it's their side yard. So I don't even have a house right in front of me.
So you have the perfect setup to go nuts at.
Oh yeah.
Cause traffic jams.
Right. Yeah.
That's cool.
So it's awesome. The people, they just moved, but their son would look over the fence all the time. And when I first did the actual sequencing show, he was like, I want to put some on my fence, and so we'd be on both sides and stuff. So
that's cool. That's cool.
But they just moved. So
yeah, that's very awesome. Now we kind of went through the evolution of the display.
Yeah. Please tell us
the elevation. It's if you started your display all over again, you got 12 volt. What would you do different if you were going to start from a clean slate 100% this year? What would you do?
12-volt cordless rechargeable nickel metal hydrate battery power drill.
I'm jealous of using the server power supplies just because you can get them so dirt cheap. That's so awesome. But I like the 5-volt. I'm happy with it. So I
tried for you, Russell.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You can't hate on somebody that uses 5-volt properly.
I know.
Nothing wrong with that, Brian. I won't ever use it again unless I go crazy and want to do 24-volt.
I have 12 volt sitting right here.
Cool.
Or, I'm sorry,
Everybody
5 volt.
12
5
volt.
volt.
Thanks,
5 volt
Brian.
sitting right there.
What are they, pebbles?
They are. They're test pebbles. They're 5 volt. I had to dig through my wall warts to see which 5 volt I had.
I don't even have a 5-volt wall wart.
I got one.
Yeah, I had that problem. I had some samples come in that were 5-volt, and I couldn't even try to make them work. So I ordered like 4. So this is a tough question for you because you have some really awesome displays in Utah, and you have some I will travel to go see in Utah. But if you could travel anywhere, what 3 displays would you want to go see?
I really wish I could have made it to Tom Bet George's old house, just because it's so iconic. Having the moving heads up there, and it just seems like amazing. So definitely there. After that, I'm not really sure. Tony Bigda in Florida seems really awesome. The cutouts and stuff.
Yep, very cool.
Having the train. I don't know. The one show that I've wanted to go and I should go and is Jordan's. He does the projection mapping on Halloween, but he only does it on Halloween.
Oh yeah, he's a one-time show guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on, I don't want to leave our house, trick-or-treaters and all that stuff. So I've never made it, but it's like I want to really bad. So
Jordan, at least play it the weekend before Halloween.
Hey!
Like if Halloween falls on a weekend, play it the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Come on, Brian. Come on, Jordan.
He's so used to saying, "Come on."
I'm
Brian.
so used to telling Brian he's doing something wrong. I'm like saying it, but come on, Jordan. That way I could try to come out because I'm not coming on Halloween. I'm sorry, my kids would.
I think it's funny that you think Jordan listens to the show.
No, but somebody will listen to it and then send it to Jordan.
And let him know.
Jordan can't skip through this like he does our Marco Polos, so
Right.
he's not going to participate.
So I've seen his show. I don't know. It's on the way home from a lot of stuff when we're coming home. So I'll make the kids, force them to go and at Christmas or whatever and sit and watch it. And they're tired of it, but I've watched it 5 or 6 times, but I've never seen the projection mapping, so
yeah,
I need to go see that.
Jordan, get on that.
Yeah.
And for Tom's house, I do know where his new house is. I've been there. Usually I kind of know when he's going to film. So for a small fee, I will take people up there to go see a show. No, I'm sorry. Well, Tom doesn't listen to us. He's too cool for that. So I can say whatever I want about going to his house. But yeah, no. So I was lucky enough. The city I worked for when I worked for a city was in Newark. And that's where Tom's first house was. So when Tom was on the Great Christmas Light Fight, that was his house in Newark. So I got to see, I didn't know Tom at the time. And I actually worked for the streets department. And I was going to go to him and be like, hey, I'm going to move this stop sign up a foot. So it's out of your damn videos. And I was like, all right, I'm going to send him a message about this. And then that's the day I saw, he's like, oh, I just bought a house in Tracy. I was like, well, I don't need to move the stop sign now. So moving a stop sign up a couple feet takes I need to get a lot of people to okay that. And I finally got through all the process. I was going to tell Tom, I'm like, hey, I'm going to move your stop sign out of your damn videos. And then I didn't have to. He just decided to move. But then seeing it at the Tracy house on the 2-story, that was cool. That one, awesome. His new house is, I would they could probably have Christmas Expo in this place, but it's cool because how it is all flat out, and then in his mega tree. That mega tree is pretty nice. No.
Bet I know what flavor that mega tree is.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. So yeah. Well, you are on par for everybody's choices. Jordan doesn't always get brought up, but he does pretty much get brought up all the time.
Yeah.
Now, being in Utah, did you ever see any Holdman's shows?
I didn't. So kind of a funny story that the year that you came to the Utah Mini, was going to the escape room to meet up with everybody. And I walk in and Matt Eccles is already in there. So we sit down, we're just kind of talking, and Richard Holdman walks in, and I knew of him because he does the drive-through here, the Christmas in Color. So, and he looks like my brother.
You totally look like his brother.
Which was kind of funny. So it just caught me off guard. So we're sitting there and we're just chatting, and you and David Peace and Jordan come walking in, and I stand up and I'm like, do we need to bow to the royalty?
Bow before your king. Bow, you
Oh my God, I'm never going to hear the end of
I know.
that.
Oh man.
Jesus.
What happens
Jordan
when you hang out with
points,
Jordan?
Yeah,
Ron,
Jordan
can you rewind
points,
that and put something over it?
You and David Peace and Jordan come walking in, and I stand up and I'm like, do we need to bow to the royalty? Yeah. Jordan points to Richard and he's like, the king's already here.
Here, Tinkle King.
He is a Tinkle King.
Oh, and I was like, oh, duh, so I'm totally embarrassed.
None of us are as cool as Richard Holdman.
So sorry, Richard, that I didn't mean to offend you, but it was, yeah, just put my mouth.
My favorite Richard Holdman video ever was his TikTok video of the light switch and the drive-through turning on and off.
Oh yeah.
And he was hitting the light switch. I'm sorry, but that's better than any of his other house displays.
Kick the light switch on and off.
No, I'm just... That was a good video though.
That was really good. So if you had tips for anybody new coming into the hobby, because we had 3 brand new first year people coming into the hobby, what tips would you give them?
So when I started in 2017, I was scared to death of X lights. It was so intimidating to just look at it. And Michael Downey did a little just beginner class just to introduce anybody that wanted to come. So our local Rocky Mountain Christmas displays group, he just was like, hey, let's just meet up. I'll show you what we're doing. And we went from there. And so I went and I, like, it seemed really basic, but it was still super intimidating. So I didn't download X Lights for like 3 years. Like, I just waited and was just lurking, watching all these people and Facebook, and I just sitting around, and then when I finally got into it, it is intimidating, but it's fun. You just download it and get into it. And so if you're just starting, you can do X Lights without buying anything. Like and Mike did our beginners class at the Utah Mini this year, and he said it's free software. Donations are awesome, and definitely recommend donating to them. But you can download it. You can create a whole show on your computer and not spend a dime. You're just totally 100% free, and get your feet wet, understand what's happening, learn the sequences, that kind of stuff. Then once you have an idea of what you want, then you can go spend your money, so you're not wasting money buying 12-volt pixels, go right to 5 volts. And
nice.
Yeah, no, that's actually a really good tip. Like, play
that
with it.
is really good.
See, I started with Vixen for 4 days. And then I said, F this shit. And then I got X Lights, which I don't even think it was called X Lights yet.
Was it Nutcracker 123?
I think it was still Nutcracker 123. I don't remember. I got to go check my tower desktop computer that used to run my show out of the garage and see what's on it. Because when I upgraded the computer to an old laptop, after I realized I didn't need this big old tower to run my light show, because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But yeah, that's actually really good advice. That's a good one.
I wish I would have done that first.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. So what do you think your next prop's going to be, besides the pebbles, 5-volt pebbles?
I bought some used metal trees, like the commercial Christmas trees. It's in 3 parts. There's a top and 2 sides. They're 10 feet tall when they're assembled, something like that. I want to make a matrix, but like spiral wrap it around the metal pole, and just kind of see what kind of effects that would do. Just something different. Like, I totally get the usefulness of the mega tree and the strips, and that's so convenient and easy, and but everybody does it, so for me, I want to be a little different.
Yeah, no, that's a cool idea.
So
never thought about that. I'm assuming these cage trees you got are white.
White, yeah.
Came with a company with a purple logo.
There's 2. Hint, hint.
Yes.
I wish I was in Utah for the sale. They had some cool stuff. So that sounds cool. Is that what you're going to use the pebbles on, or is you still building a pebble mega tree?
No, the separate 2 different props.
Nice.
So yeah.
So what do you think, out of everything that happens in the hobby and everything that like gets posted on Facebook, what do you think is like the next like must-have prop people need to buy?
The next, that was a hard one, because last year's mini, I taught the build class for the push for music button, where you can have the speakers outside, and if someone's walking by, they can push the button to turn the sound on if they don't have a in the car, or FM transmitter or whatever. But this year I wanted to do another class, but I don't know. I don't know what the big, like, seed pixels are big, but I don't know. I was having a hard time coming up with stuff. So,
there's a lot of new stuff, and it's hard It's hard to figure that out.
Yeah.
So, Brian, you want to ask some questions, or I'm just gonna?
Well, yeah, I was just waiting for
sleeping over
my
there.
lead. So, assuming you go out and talk to your onlookers, blah blah blah. Assuming that you go out and talk to your onlookers and everything, have you had any awkward interactions with somebody out there watching the show?
I haven't. I don't advertise. We have a couple of local maps you can put your house on. I don't put my house on it. Just I know it's super small, and I don't think we'd get much traffic, but I'm really worried about that. So I don't advertise it. It's just, people in the neighborhood driving around. So I don't go and talk to them because I like call myself like a introverted extrovert. I like to be in the party, but I don't want to be the center of attention, So I'm okay just hanging out and being around the people, but I don't want to be there, So I really should go out and talk to some of them. So like we get 4 or 5 cars a night, is kind of a thing. So it is fun to see them out there and watch them enjoy it and stuff. But I'm really low key. So
yeah, I know cool watching people enjoy the show that you put on. It's a fun creeper thing. Be like looking through the blinds. Look at them watch it. They think it's cool. No.
Well, if you grow your beard out a little longer and throw some card hearts on with a hoodie and stuff, they'll go out and hand out candy canes. They think you're panhandling. So I just
you
throwing
could
that out
do a
there
Brian
for you.
thing.
So I mean,
you could play the game Brian plays in Montana. Homeless or homeowner.
I hope you're enjoying my show. I got to take my kids out there so they don't think I'm out there panhandling. So
we do Halloween show, Christmas show. We'll do just pop songs for January. St. Patrick's Day, we do some Irish songs. I have a brother-in-law that's from Ireland, so we asked him some of the popular songs from over there.
Nice.
So we got some fun stuff there. I skipped February. Valentine's, so we do love songs for February. So like I leave my lights up. I made the house outline and icicles, and I made them so that they're modular and I can pull them down. Nothing's over 10 feet, but I don't have anywhere to store them. So I just leave them up all year long.
Leaving Christmas lights up way too long.
Like, I don't know. They probably think I'm crazy, the neighbors, but no one's ever said anything about it. And so I'll turn the WLED, what is it, in FPP, you can do the WLED patterns. So every once in a while I'll just pull up my phone and turn those on, for fun or whatever. And red, white, and blue for 4th of July. No songs, but so I just do that through the summertime and stuff. But then I don't have to take them down and find out where to store them and stuff. So
that's cool.
But it's just the house outline and icicles, so it's not a ton, and the other stuff I take down. But yeah, we did last year for Halloween, we did a kickoff show, invited all the neighbors. We decorate, like we have a skeleton theme. I don't remember how many skeletons, 130 some odd skeletons that we put out in the yard. Dang. And decorate them just goofy and stuff. We have that 10-foot T-Rex that's from Home Depot. He just is in our yard all the time because I don't have a place to store him.
So if you don't have a place to store it, just kind of stays out there.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, so we decorate him for holidays and stuff. So it's fun to, just goof around and be fun like that. But anyway, we did a kickoff show and invited all the neighbors to come, and we did like a hide and find this, the skeleton fish, and stuff like that, so the kids could wander around through the yard and find that kind of stuff. And then we had everyone jump in the street, and we started and kicked off the show, had a little countdown and stuff. So it was super fun. You know, we're
That
just
sounds awesome.
trying to have fun with it. So that was me out there, you know. Normally I'm inside just watching through the window, but yeah, I was outside that time. So
That's cool. So here's some bonus questions that I told you I was going to ask you. How did you get roped into helping do the Utah Mini? Was that a volunteer thing, or it was like,
yeah,
hey, oh yeah, Jordan's involved. You had to volunteer because he likes to be involved.
he does. Yeah, him and Matt are crazy. Mitch, Mike, they're amazing. You know, doing everything they can. I first started. Jordan did a group buy of Boscoyo stuff, and so I was like, "Hey, do you need help getting all that stuff from the warehouse to the Mini? Because anyone that went to the Mini could pick it up, and they wouldn't have to pay shipping and all that stuff." So I was like, "Do you need help with that?" And I came and helped him, and just hung around and never left. So
that works. That works.
Yeah.
No, that's cool. You guys do a good event there. It's cool. I've been. Brian's been now. He doesn't remember anything from it, but he's been there.
It's a blur.
Okay. But yeah, so now we're into the favorite part of the show. Well, it used to be my favorite part. Let's see if we can wean that off. And yeah, I don't have audio for it, but hey. So we're going to go into rapid fire questions. Maybe we have an audio. Maybe Carl listens to this and makes us a cool thing for our questions and rapid fire questions again. Because I seem to have lost it, or I don't know. Anyways, so we're going rapid fire questions. We're going to ask you some weird, strange questions, and you got to answer them as fast as possible. Like my favorite go-to one is, what color is your toothbrush?
Blue, green, whatever's in the closet. You know, I just grab one.
Anybody's?
Green right now. No, brand new one.
Oh, okay. I'm just
green.
Oh, all right. You could just go in the cabinet.
No.
I'm just gonna grab whatever one I want today.
Eeny, meeny, money. So if animals could talk, what would be the rudest animal to talk to?
I guess a bird, because they like poop on everybody, so they're just talking with their other end, I guess. I don't know.
That's a good one. That's good.
Oh, hey, can I ask the next question?
I guess Chill wants to ask a question. Ryan, should we let him?
Sure.
Never mind. I forgot what I was going to ask.
All right. So
nice.
Apparently Chill takes after Brian.
Yep.
If Apple made a car, would it have windows?
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
If peanut butter wasn't called peanut butter, what would it be called?
Nut putty.
Nuts!
Nut putty.
If I was yellow, would you still try to catch me on your tongue?
No. Yellow snow is bad.
Do they call sand because it's between the sea and the land?
Yes. It's a mix of both.
If you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Gosh, I think flying is the most popular one, right?
Yes.
You don't always have to go with the popular one.
Yeah.
Why am I here?
Reading minds, I guess. Although that probably gets weird,
Ooh,
so
yeah.
I don't know.
You would not come on this podcast after hanging out with Brian all weekend.
What goes on in here is my business.
Well, you could maybe help him find where all the thoughts went.
That's true. Yeah.
What's your recipe for homemade sugar cookies?
You got one, don't you?
Grandma's, yeah. My wife's grandma has a recipe that everyone loves.
Very nice. Does Lightning McQueen have medical insurance or car insurance?
Car insurance.
All right. So the last one I got What is the creepiest thing you could say to somebody that you do not know passing on the sidewalk?
You got some tig old bitties.
Oh, I love you.
That would be kind of creepy. So a stranger. I would definitely.
Wow, you went all out.
Yep. Send it.
Where does your lap go when you stand up?
It's still there. Still there.
Okay. And then the famous last question in rapid fire questions. If you could go hang out with me or Brian, who would you pick? Now that you've hung out with both of us.
Yeah.
Who's
Party
more fun?
animals. Yeah.
This one might be awkward because he actually met us and hung out with us before.
Yeah, both of us.
Brian, I love you tons.
But
my family would always go to Yellowstone. My dad's favorite place was Yellowstone. So we had never been to Disneyland, but we'd been to Yellowstone 3 or 4 times.
Oh, all right. Well, there's Glacier up here too. It's not all
Yeah,
about Yellowstone.
Yeah, Jackson Hole, all kinds of fun stuff. Utah's amazing too, but it's a lot of the same stuff. But I've only been to California, 2 times. So
to be fair though, I'm 5 hours away from Disneyland.
Yeah.
But sounds like you need to make a trip to the SoCal mini once.
Yeah.
Because usually we have, I guess SoCal is a 2-day event, kind of. Usually we go, Saturday's got the event, and then Sunday, a group of us will go to Disneyland. Some of them get to go do fancy stuff, and some of them get to just go hang out with each other, which is always a good time. So that is a plus to going to SoCal Mini. You get to go to Disneyland with a bunch of nerds. And we could show you nerdy things at Disneyland, like a light bulb that's painted 2 colors because Walt Disney wanted the pattern to match. So we know all those secret things now. But hey, Brian, did you hear that answer?
Hey!
What was
Don't
that?
edit that. What?
What was that, Brian? Cool. So
Put
no,
a chill
Brian
over
doesn't
the
feel
top
bad.
of
That's usually the answer that happens. I don't know why people want to. I think it's because I live in California.
It's a California
Not
thing,
me.
They,
Not me.
It's hot up here. It's 77. I mean, it's
Right
crazy.
now? What time
Yeah.
is it right there?
It's it's bedtime. It's 9:52 at night.
Oh yeah, it's your old age.
Yeah, bedtime. I got Candy Crush to go play.
Crushing it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't even know what the temperature is here. I was trying to look on my phone. This is great video. Me just looking down, going, "Oh, that's funny." It's 91 in Waco.
I was into lowriders growing up, so it would have been fun to talk mini trucks with you and stuff.
Oh yeah,
lowriders like mini trucks.
No, I had a 94 Acura Integra.
Oh, nice. Did you hydraulic or air?
No, just
slammed it.
Yeah, sport springs and exhaust.
I used to
pour.
That was fun. That was a lot. I got in a lot of trouble going to those truck shows and stuff like that, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to get out of here if y'all going to talk about little trucks and.
Hey, you know what, Brian? Though, here's the thing: we might have had like lowriders and mini trucks and stuff like that, but you look like you own a mini truck. I'm just saying,
cutting it off
you
tomorrow.
put a Dixon on and a flat bill, you are a mini truck owner to this day.
Putting it in a ponytail.
And okay, so now you have a older Ford mini truck. So,
I've owned a lot of crap, but I've never owned a Ford. That's all you had?
I don't know. I thought that was very 40. Anyways.
I just got a heck of a tickle in my throat. Mention Ford, and I'm trying to hold everything down. Carrot juice.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh. Anyways, I had to do that at least one episode. We actually were pretty good at not saying bad things.
Yeah.
Pretty good. So yeah, we officially finished a full episode and did it the right way with actually having the questions and everything. We're moving on up, Brian. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for when you came on a while ago when was on for the Utah Mini. Appreciate that. Appreciate everything you do doing the minis and helping make those happen. I feel like those are very important things for the community.
Yep.
And people like you are definitely needed, and we appreciate that. Anything, Brian?
One of my favorite events. Yeah.
Yeah, no, echo exactly what JR said, man. Great job with the mini and everything. It was a pleasure meeting you face to face, other than talking back and forth in emails and whatnot. But yeah, I had a great time down there. I can't wait to go next year and look forward to all of it. So,
and look, Brian remembered you, so that's a plus.
It did. Well, I've been texting him for the last
episode. I think it's this one right here.
He hasn't been around much.
No.
Nothing against you, but we were good in this episode. I would assume a favorite one would be when Brian goes off the rails. But anyways, so if you made it this far, thank you for listening. I hope our rapid fire questions were up to par for you, Bobby, Mr. podcast listener. And look, we got episodes now that you did not need to watch to understand what was going on.
Yeah,
Especially when we did the Utah one. I should have brought that up because Brian didn't take pictures or do anything. So
yeah, he doesn't need to
Bobby
watch.
did for you. But yeah, thank you for listening. And thanks again, Zane, for being on here. And Brian,
bye.
Truck ready for SoCal. So we'll see you guys later.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.